Well, hello guys, and welcome back to another Thoughts On video. Bethesda's show just wrapped up. It was a short 45-minute show, really short, straight to the point, and it was really good. As I said yesterday, Bethesda's the one developer I tend to give a shit about. When it comes to third party, I don't really care, right? Oh, third party, whatever. Who gives a shit, right? I'm a Nintendo gamer. I've never really cared for third party. The only exception to this rule tends to be Bethesda. Even though Bethesda games are glitchy messes that have bugs for months, I tend to actually enjoy Bethesda's games. I usually don't get around to them until about a year after they release. I just beat Fallout 4, and that came out a few years ago? 2 years ago now? So let that be a good indicator of how I get around to a Bethesda game. So I'll probably get around to Doom later this year. But when I do eventually get around to them, I always enjoy them. So I'm always excited for a new Bethesda show. Right? Because Bethesda always has great stuff. So they started off the show where they did this whole thing about, oh, they had the kids talking about their parents' jobs. It was a very human thing. It was very likable. It immediately put the show in my favor, right? It's great. Bethesda usually has a great show every year, right? And while I may not sound too positive at the start here, I'll get there. Their whole theme for this show was this Bethesda land, right? They had Bethesda land, which this should be a poster, right? The whole Bethesda town, it was really well designed. I'm kind of hoping they make a poster out of it, right? But they started off with VR games. We had Doom FVR or VFR, which I have no idea what the F stands for. It looks really good, actually. I like it's to avoid motion sickness. They're using teleporters, and it looks like Doom, right? It's basically a new game designed from the ground up, from what I can see. So yeah, that's fine. I don't know. I probably will never play that because I don't VR. I'm not. I'm kind of. I'm one of those people who's kind of waiting for VR to fix all their shit before I kind of start looking into it. They also showed Fallout 4 VR, which it's basically just Fallout 4 in VR. It's the same open world. I don't think they actually changed anything. And I'm betting the movement controls are also probably going to cause motion sickness, because that's why Doom has teleporters, to solve that issue. So we'll see where this goes. I'm not against it, right? I won't pick it up, because again, I just beat Fallout 4 like a week or two ago. Well, I finally got around to beating it. And next, they talked about Elder Scrolls Online. This, Microsoft. One of the things I'll give Microsoft's conference, because they didn't do this, is this started off with the whole YouTubers Fine Bro-esque thing where they're reacting to a trailer, but they don't actually show us the trailer. There was a bear in the trailer, though. That's what I saw. And, right, it's reactory. I don't like this. This always feels forced. And EA did the same thing. Microsoft didn't do this. Instead, they just had scripted scenes, which are just as forced, if not more, but it at least makes me cringe a little less, right? But, right, this is another game that's already out. I think the Morrowind expansion just dropped. They talked about this whole Creators Club thing. Oh, this is going to piss some people off. They're trying paid mods again, where you pay for mods that high-level people are working on. This inherently shouldn't be that big of a problem, but I know they've tried this before and it didn't really work. So if it's going to be like that again, that's not a good sign, right? So, yeah, this is going to piss some people off, but I think they're trying to go into the right direction. And, did you know Minecraft is doing paid mods now? Paid game modes, paid skins, at least on their Pocket and Windows 10 edition. I saw an ad for that just a few days ago and I was like, what the fuck is this shit? So I still kind of think it's bullshit, unless the quality is really there, which time will tell, but I'm not holding my breath. Next up, we got Elder Scrolls Legends. It's that card game. I don't really care for card games. Hearthstone, Gwent, they're just not my style. I don't really care. If you like it, whatever. Good for you. They're doing a Skyrim expansion, which okay, that's good. It got an August 29th release date, which that's not too far away at all. So yeah, if you like it, because I hear it's not bad. Yeah, more power to you. They showed off Skyrim on Switch, which they started off right showing it, and amiibo support with I don't know. I'm assuming it's just the one Archer Link amiibo, which I didn't pick. I'm an amiibo collector. I have every one of the Smash Bros. Lines except for the ones that haven't come out, and I don't own the Breath of the Wild ones, so. God, the nerd in me kind of wants that. Because it gives you the Master Sword. It gives you Link's tunic. That's kind of really fucking cool, right? I'm totally down for that. The thing I'm not down for is motion controls. I don't have a problem with motion controls. I actually, in games like Splatoon, I actually kind of like the motion controls. And even though they make my arms numb, I kind of like them in arms as well. But I'm not holding my... I keep saying that. I'm not holding my breath for Skyrim because I don't think they're going to be that good. But hey, the standard format's there. And I'll pick this up. Interestingly enough, we didn't get a release date for this. No release date. And, I'm assuming it's coming out in the next few months. Maybe in, I don't know, September or October. But nope, we know nothing. Who knows? It may have got delayed. But it is kind of cool that Nintendo's letting them use their IPs. Maybe we'll find out during the Treehouse in like 2 days. Next up, they had Dishonored 2 with the Death of an Outsider. It's an expansion pack. Whatever, if you're into it. I haven't played Dishonored 2. Dishonored 1 is... The original Dishonored is on my list of games I really need to play, but haven't played. So yeah, Dishonored, right? Game, I haven't played the original Dishonored, haven't played it. I've tried to start playing it at least 3 times, and I don't know, I just can't get into it. Maybe I will eventually. Who knows? Next up, they showed off... Oh wait, before that, I do want to say I got a September 15th, Dishonored 2, Death of the Outsider, got a September 15 release date, so if you're looking forward to that, good for you. Next up, Quake Champions. Okay, this is a problem I'm noticing. This isn't just Bethesda's problem. EA did this and Microsoft did this. Stop forcing esports. Oh my god, this is so... Much like the whole YouTuber thing that I just talked about, this is the same thing. Stop trying to force this. It's not going to work if you keep trying to force it. Because it feels forced. And it just doesn't work that well. It's so bad. Oh my god. And it is really annoying because it's very cringeworthy and it really doesn't get you hyped for esports, right? And Sony's conference is going to have this. Ubisoft's conference is probably going to have this. Nintendo's doing 3 tournaments, so god. But other than that, it's Quake. It looks fine. I think that was BJ Blazkowicz. And yeah, okay. There was also dual wielding, I think I saw. Whatever. Then they showed off the 2 new things they had. The Evil Within 2, which was our first one. The Evil Within is a horror game, right? This leaked, right? I had heard about this through the leaks. But I'm like, this is supposed to be a horror game. But yet, it didn't look like a horror game. Honestly, it was not scary at all. And it just felt like a bunch of things that, like... scary set pieces, right? Like, oh, look at this. This is supposed to be scary. But it's not. It doesn't feel scary at all. And I found it pretty disappointing. It's, I didn't... from what I saw of the original Evil Within, it didn't really look that good. And I hear the story was like a mess. So yeah, my hopes aren't too high for this one. It didn't really look that good in my opinion. And there was no gameplay whatsoever. Well, if it was covered in so much E3 bullshit that you couldn't even tell. Right? And there wasn't because I know that's one of the things the original Evil Within did that people liked, was it had a gameplay trailer that was set in the spooky hospital. Yeah, no, nothing like that. And this thing got an October 13th release date. We haven't seen a bit of gameplay and it comes out in just a few months. Right? Next up, and this was the last big thing. This I actually really liked. This is a great way to end the show, and that was Wolfenstein, right? It started off with this like real world trailer, and then a robot dog shows up, and it's kind of weird, but it's actually really enjoyable, right? I don't know if it's a prequel or a sequel. BJ Blazkowicz doesn't seem to be in it, but it definitely caught my attention. It looks good. I love the scene in the diner early on where it's like, oh, the Nazis ordering the milkshake. It's very tense. It has you on edge. Even though it's just a cutscene and this is just a trailer, it's really well done. And we do get to see some supposed gameplay, and that also looks really good, right? Overall, this looked great. They ended off the conference really great. This entire conference really, it had its ups and downs, but I like the ups. The ups more outweigh the downs, and there was nothing where, besides for the Evil Within, there was nothing where I was like, ugh. Because, even though I don't like Elder Scrolls Legends, or I don't care for Elder Scrolls Online, they're not the worst things, right? They're passable. So yeah, and again, this got an October 27th release date, just a few months after the Evil Within 2. Everything they talked about in this showcase comes out this year. It was all really quick, really snappy, and it's all this year. This was a great show. If I had to give it a ranking, maybe either a B+ or an A-. It has its flaws, but for the most part, it does its job really well. But with that all being said, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.